this. Kristen Jacobson.
Do you feel like stress is running the show? April is Stress Awareness Month, and this year's theme is Lead with Love. But what does that really mean when your brain is fried and your to-do list is mocking you from across the room? Stress isn't just some vague feeling you get when you have too much on your plate. It's not just in your thoughts or your mindset or whatever other buzzword people are throwing around these days on social media. Stress lives in your body, and it shows up in your schedule, and it hijacks your inbox, your sleep, your focus, and your energy. So Stress Awareness Month sounds nice in theory, but let's make sure we know what that actually means. To me, leading with love means slowing down enough to pay attention to actually what's going on underneath all that pushing, striving, and pretending you're fine. So for all of my analytical folks, here's the sciencey part. Stress activates your nervous system, specifically the sympathetic nervous system, and this is our fight or flight system. So when your brain thinks there's a threat, whether this is real or imagined, it sends signals to get your body ready to act, right? Your heart races, your muscles tighten, digestion slows down, your blood sugar spikes. All of that's useful if you're running from a bear, but not so useful if you're just trying to finish a report before a deadline, or let's say respond to 15 Slack messages before lunch. So here's the problem. Many of us are stuck in this state all the time. So that off switch, which is called your parasympathetic nervous system or the rest and digest system, it barely gets used. And so when your body stays stuck in stress mode, you don't just feel anxious, you also feel tired, foggy, irritable, wired but exhausted, and even sometimes physically sick. That's not you being weak or too sensitive. This is just biology. So I want to talk about some hidden stressors that you might be missing. We like to think that stress only shows up during big life stuff. So maybe a job change or a move or divorce or a major health scare. But a lot of stress comes from the stuff that flies under the radar. Here are a few things that might be draining you more than you actually realize. One is decision fatigue. So from the moment you wake up, you're making decisions. What to wear, what to eat, whether to answer that email now or later. Multiply that by 1,000 little choices a day, and suddenly your brain's a pile of mush by 3 o'clock. Number 2 is hyperproductivity. So being productive is fine, it's great. But if your self-worth is based on how much you get done in a day, then that's a huge problem. If your idea of rest is scrolling on your phone while feeling guilty about not doing more, that's not actually rest. That's stress in disguise. You're actually just checking out and dissociating. Number 3 is digital overload. So this probably won't come as a shock, but every ping, notification, calendar reminder, DM, more tabs open than you can count, your nervous system can't tell the difference between urgent threat and new email. So it reacts to both constantly. So why can't we just relax? You've probably been told to relax more or try mindfulness, and these are great, right? These are great suggestions. But telling someone to relax when they're running on cortisol and caffeine is essentially like telling a gazelle being chased by a lion to chill out. So you actually need real body-based tools, because if stress lives in the body, then the solution needs to start there too. So how do we reduce this body-based stress without quitting everything in our life? Let's be honest, you're probably not moving to a cabin in the woods or quitting your job to find yourself. You actually need real strategies that actually work in the middle of your regular overstimulated life. Number 1 is to get to know your body's warning signs. So before stress turns into a full-blown meltdown, it usually shows up in sneaky ways. You might experience tight shoulders, shallow breathing, snapping at someone who didn't deserve it. So start checking in with your body like you would with your car. If something feels off, don't wait for that check engine light. Number 2 is to move in a way that feels good. So this isn't about burning calories or hitting your steps. This is about shaking off the stress chemicals that your body's storing. So you can take a walk, you can do some stretching, you can dance like a weirdo in your kitchen. Even physically, just like shaking out your arms and legs can release stress through your extremities. So just get moving. Number 3 is to give your brain a break. So set some tech boundaries, turn off unnecessary notifications, use do not disturb like your life depends on it, because it kind of does. Does your inbox tab really need to be open all day? It's amazing what limiting tech distractions can do. 4 is to breathe like you mean it. So yes, we all breathe, but when was the last time you actually breathed intentionally? So try this. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. It's called box breathing or square breathing, and it really works like magic. And the Navy SEALs use it, so that gives it some clout. And number 5 is sleep like it's your job. If you are not sleeping, you are not recovering. Your nervous system repairs itself during deep sleep, so don't skip it. Create a routine, stop scrolling in bed, get really boring about your bedtime. So with this being Stress Awareness Month, as I mentioned, we want to lead with love. And this is not about bubble baths and positive vibes. It's about noticing what's not working and choosing something different, even if it's uncomfortable. It's about asking yourself, what am I doing because I think it's expected? And then deciding if that's actually true. We place a lot of shoulds on ourselves, and oftentimes they create more harm than good. And we maintain these beliefs and set the bar too high, then we try to do everything, which ultimately leads to disappointment and feelings of failure. And then this just further reinforces the belief that we're inadequate. You also want to treat your body like it matters, because it does. You know, we analytical folks spend a ton of time in our heads. I'm very guilty of this. And we rarely check in with our bodily sensations. But there's a lot of useful information there, right? That our bodies communicate with us a lot. So this month, maybe don't try to fix everything. Maybe just pick one thing to pay attention to. One moment where you pause, one breath that's slower, one night where you actually go to bed on time. This is not weakness or a reflection of your capabilities. Consider it wisdom, and it's a hell of a lot more effective than pretending stress doesn't exist. I hope you found this video helpful. I would love to know some techniques you use to eliminate stress in your life, and I will see you all next week.